I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not worry about the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know that the title of tonight's show is A Modest Proposal. And that's because on Monday, we are having a wonderful new moon at 2 degrees of Virgo. And not only are the sun and the moon in Virgo, but Mercury is there as well. And Mercury is the ruler of that sign, so it makes it a very powerful new moon. And Virgo does rule modesty. It is the traditional ruler of the 6th house of work and health and of being of service to others. So it rules teaching, and it rules nursing, and it rules accounting and diet and nutrition. And because the sign is ruled by the planet Mercury, which is the planet of the mind, it rules our mental health as well as our physical health. And Virgos like to deal in facts because it's an earth sign. And so they deal in things that they can really see, or proof that they can ascertain and verify. And so Virgos like to stick to logic and to things that are common sense and things that are very efficient and economical. Virgo rules time management, for instance. So this is a time where a modest proposal, since Virgos do always think of themselves in rather modest ways. They don't give themselves enough credit for their accomplishments. This is a time when a modest proposal could be well accepted by management, and it could turn into something highly profitable in the long run. And the reason why is that, remember, Virgos like to be of assistance to others, and so a modest proposal could be something that can help others. But because it's an earth sign, and all the earth signs are very practical, it could make money as well. And the reason why management could be thinking highly of a modest proposal right now is, one, it wouldn't cost too much. It would be modest in its budget needs, and also the 3 planets in Virgo are trining Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto rules management in large corporations and government agencies, and it is a retrograde planet. It's going backwards in its orbit right now. So someone in a powerful position can be reconsidering a modest proposal and liking it even better the second time around, simply because it wouldn't cost much to implement, and it has the potential to make a great deal of money. And the reason why it can be making a lot of money is because those 4 planets, the 3 in Virgo and the 1 in Capricorn, trine the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is a fixed financial sign. And so this is a time when somebody who really does know what they're doing, but can be rather quiet and steady and just keep performing their duties in a way almost that everyone takes for granted. That person would have thought of something very clearly. They can put it all down in writing. They can go over every single detail. And because they are so well qualified to go ahead and try out a modest proposal, I think this is the time they'll get the funding for it. And that might involve someone like you. The reason why the funding can be available is because the 3 planets in Virgo and Pluto in Capricorn, which are already trining each other, are being beautifully sextiled by 2 very strong planets in the other financial sign, Scorpio. Mars and Saturn are both there. Mars is the ruler of Scorpio. It's sextiling all the planets in Virgo, energizing them quite a bit. And Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, where Pluto, Scorpio's other ruler, is. So these planets are all really lined up well and are being very supportive of each other. And that is why I think a modest proposal can succeed right now. And in fact, I think that it's something that makes common sense, that doesn't cost a lot to implement, and can be used by most people everywhere. That idea, once it is developed and passes its trial stage, could become so widespread that it could become worldwide within another 3 years. And the reason why is that Saturn is going to move from Scorpio, which is the funding sign, and into Sagittarius, where it will stay for 2 to 3 years. It'll move in 2015. And that is when that idea can really go worldwide, because Sagittarius rules foreign countries as well. And so it's going to take steady effort, and it's going to take frugal budgets, and it's going to take people who are very efficient and know what they're doing and are rather modest, but it could work right now, and it could be of assistance to a lot of people. And that's what I think that new moon represents, that we are going to have on Monday, which is great. Because I think this is a time with assets diminishing, since Mars and Pluto Mars and Saturn are both in Scorpio, bringing making costs go up and bringing the value of assets down. I think that we can't afford grand and glorious schemes, or we can't afford to be throwing our money around. Costs are just too high right now, and wages aren't. And so I think that a modest proposal is really going to help all of us in one way or another. And because there are 3 retrograde planets right now, Uranus is retrograde in Aries, Neptune is retrograde in Pisces, and Pluto is still retrograde in Capricorn, it simply means that I think a variety of things can be happening, because when planets are retrograde, it's a good time to go back and check things, or tie up loose ends, or reconsider things. And so I think that this is a time when a selfish dream of someone's can turn to ashes. And that is because if they've been wanting to do something only for their own selfish ends, I think people are going to be able to see that, and they're not going to go for it at all. And it is also a time when a sudden new beginning could start, and that is because people can be very well-meaning, and they can be, that new start can be founded on ideals of love. And that's the kind of love that could help a lot of people. So there can be a humanitarian reason why a new start can begin now, one that had not gotten off the ground before. And then lastly, I think that because Pluto is retrograde, I think that there can be a change in management, or a change in a policy that is long overdue. And when that happens and something is finally corrected and sort of put in place the right way, then things could get better for us as well. So a modest proposal could end up circling the world right now. I mean, it could get started now and circle the world within 3 years and really make a difference in all of our lives. And it could be something that can make us feel better about things, either by teaching us something better or by helping us help ourselves. And I think that's what we need. We need to be able to stand on our own 2 feet. And even if we can only do it a little bit, this is the time when we could learn how. All right, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, for you, I think that there is something that can be redone in your life, and it could involve a surprise, because Uranus is retrograde in your sign, and that simply means, since it is being trined by some very good planets in Leo right now, it means that since the Sun, Venus, and Jupiter are in Leo, trining Uranus in your sign, that you may have the chance to make some sort of sudden change that you would absolutely love. It could help you break free from something that has been bogging you down and bothering you. It could get you out of a stressful situation or a stressful relationship. Or, Aries, it could inform you of some sudden new arrival on your horizon, such as a child that perhaps you didn't know about. Or it could be that you want to adopt someone right now, and you're under very good aspects to do that, and they would be a lovely person, quite a credit to you in the long run. So there can be change in your life, and if you are traveling, you could really enjoy that. And in fact, if you were traveling, I think you will be able to find something that you've been looking for on your travels. So you might give that a try right now. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, this is a time when you can, of course, still be wildly extravagant, because the 3 planets in Leo, the Sun, Venus, and Jupiter, are all squaring your Sun, and Venus is your own sun sign ruler. So you might be in love. You might want to go overboard in buying something that's a little bit pricey, or you could just be extravagant in providing for those that you care about. You're a very good provider and a hard worker. And so a lot of money could be going out right now, Taurus, but it could be for the right reasons, or at least you would feel like that. And as long as you've got the money, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you have to borrow the money, you could run into a major stumbling block. And that is because Mars and Saturn, which are now exactly conjuncting each other, are both opposing your sun sign. And so push has come to shove as far as the bills or the taxes or the loans go, and you really are going to have to face some troublesome financial situation that you have to reconcile right now. And that is because there could be penalties involved with that, and the penalties will mount or the interest will mount. And so you could get a lot poorer if you ignore a financial situation right now, Taurus. So I think you really need to pay attention to it. But you are able to do that quite well, I think, because the Sun, Moon, and Mercury in Virgo are trining your Sun, and Pluto in Capricorn is also trining your Sun. There are 4 planets fortifying your Sun sign right now, Taurus. So I think you are going to be able to fall back on some sort of financial reserves or find a way to back a modest proposal in a way that can make you a little richer, and I think it would in the end. So I hope that you're open to that right now, as you do have to face financial matters, but you may have a way of doing that. And so I think this is the time to face your problems and conquer them, Taurus. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, this is simply a time when there aren't any planets in the air signs, and the new moon in Virgo, along with the Sun and Mercury, your own ruler, are all squaring your Sun sign. So somebody is going to want you to come up with a lot of facts and figures, and they're going to want you to do something very, very efficiently. This is not a time when spin is going to work, Gemini. So you're really going to have to sort of quiet down, put a lot of things on paper, and do them exactly right, because Neptune in Pisces is also squaring your Sun sign. So there are people around with hidden motives that are not quite telling you the truth. So you really do need to stick to the facts right now, because they're your security, Gemini. In other words, if you can prove something, then you're going to be doing just fine. But if you spin something right now, somebody could catch you at that, and that would not be a good idea. So you have to get real serious and keep your feet on the ground and pay attention to the facts right now, Gemini. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, a Cancer, there are wonderful planets ahead of your Sun sign, because Venus, Jupiter, and the Sun are still, the Sun has just left Leo, but Venus and Jupiter are there. And so that is good, because it means that you probably can find a way to make more money, or you could be in the mood to spend money on people who are very loving. And that's a good reason to support them, so I think that that's fine. But you can also encounter plans that could throw you off guard a little bit, because they result in a very sudden change. Uranus is squaring your Sun sign, and the love planets are exactly trining each other today, and that is because Uranus is at 16 degrees of Aries and Venus is at 16 degrees of Leo, so they're in perfect trine. But that Uranus is squaring your Sun sign, and it's so well fortified right now that I don't think you should resist if somebody wants to make a sudden change. I hope instead you just sort of wave goodbye and wish them well, because they could be back, Cancer. But for right now, I do think someone is going to take advantage of a sudden opportunity and sort of fly away right now. But that will be all right. That's because they're going to succeed at what they want to do right now, and it is something new. So I think you would be wise to step back and let them do that if you can. All right, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, that new moon in Virgo on Monday is right ahead of your Sun sign, and that means there is a way that a modest proposal, or something that looks as if it is just small at the start, is going to benefit you if you sort of jump on board, Leo. So if somebody just has a little idea right now, I hope you keep your ears perked up, because it's going to be a real money maker in the end, and it won't take too long for it to succeed, because it isn't going to cost too much either. So there's not going to be a lot of overhead connected to it. And so I think that if there's just some simple common sense thing that you could do right now or join right now, you should do it, Leo. And that is because you're in a good mood. You're very popular right now. You probably look just great, or you want to look just great, so you could be improving your looks right now. But Virgo also rules health. And this is a time when you need to improve your health as well. And so you might be starting that in a modest way, but it could be very successful right now. And that could eventually help you make a stunning new start that could occur at any time. Sometime in the next year, you are going to get a stupendous offer right out of the blue, and that you should take it when you get it. But you got to get all ready for that. You got to get ready for your moment in the sun, Leo. So this is a time when you do need to pay attention to facts and figures and try to improve both of them right now. Good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, this is a time when the new moon and along with the sun and Mercury in your own sign, trining Pluto in Capricorn, are going to do you a lot of good, Virgo. A modest proposal or idea that you have had and probably have mentioned or presented before is going to be accepted by management, or there is going to be a policy change, long overdue, that will benefit you, Virgo. So you should have already received some sort of good news behind the scenes. But now you're in the driver's seat, Virgo. You are the one that knows exactly what to do and how to sort of shave costs and shave time in order to be very efficient. And because you're so good at that, Virgo, you are going to make an awful lot of money at something if somebody will just stand back and let you do it. And I think the money is finally there. It may be just seed money to start with as you do a trial run on something, sort of to work out the kinks. But an idea of yours or some project that you want to work on is going to be extremely successful, more than you think, Virgo. And now is the time to go ahead with that. So I hope you devote yourself to what you already know is going to work, because the only thing you don't know is how successful it will be. You already know it will be successful because it makes sense. So I urge you to go ahead with it, Virgo. Good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, this is simply a time with that new moon in Virgo right behind your sun sign with Mercury and the sun there as well, that there is a lot of light on the background of your life, and it might be something that has to do with your bank balance or your health, because Virgo rules both of those. And so I think this is a time when you need to be paying attention to the details, to the nitty-gritty, to the little things, because little things add up, Libra. And so if you can go ahead and do some sort of accounting, you may be able to trim your budget or rework your budget in a way and you may find out you really can afford something if you're careful. Or it can be that you can shave costs right now, and that can make you feel as if you've got a little more money in your pocket by not overspending in any way. And I think this is a time when you do need to be careful with your spending, and that is because Mars and Saturn in Scorpio are right ahead of your sun sign. But that quite fortunate new moon is right behind your sun sign, giving you a lot of light and protection and the ability to sort of solve your problems. Virgo is the sign of the good problem solver. And so in the background of your life, you can either get help from other people or you can see how to solve your problems yourself, Libra. And so I think you can be very busy behind the scenes in a way that no one suspects as you concentrate on something right now in a way that is very successful. Yeah, I think you're going to be successful at it, Libra. You just got to sort of put a pencil to it or think about a problem a little bit more, and then I think you will solve it. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, this is a time when I think you can put your energy and your money to work quite profitably by deciding to allocate some funds, sort of like seed money, to a project. It may not be your project, it could be someone else's, but if it is your project, you are probably going to invest enough in it to get it off the ground and to work through the little foibles that it will come up with. Anyone who's doing a trial run always has to sort of make adjustments. And then you will be able to see how profitable it will be, and it really will be. So I think you can get the support of management now, which is reconsidering a modest proposal, and I think you can find the right people, maybe modest people, but the right people who are very reliable and hardworking to jump on board and really make the whole thing work. So I think that if it has anything to do with a dream of yours that you want, I think you're going to find the right people. You've got some money that you can put into it, and you are going to see some changes that are long overdue in policies or in management that you can benefit from. So this is a time when you can move forward, not to make war or peace, but to make money. I think you'd love that, Scorpio. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarius? Well, Sagittarius, this is a time when you have really got to be accountable for something, Sagittarius, and the reason why is that the Sun, Moon, and Mercury in Virgo all square your sun sign. And even though your sun sign is being beautifully trined by planets in Leo and planets, or Uranus in Aries, you could have a lot of opportunity to make swift change, but you can't get away from the fact that somebody else wants you to make an accounting. They want to know where you've been, they want to know how much money you've spent or how much money you owe, and they want to be able to verify anything that you have put down on paper. In other words, they want proof right now, Sagittarius, so you will have to give it to them. So you've got to sort of come up with the right information right now, because if you don't, they will stick with you until you do, or if you can't come up with the right information, you might sort of have to pay the piper right now, Sagittarius, so you would need a new opportunity, hopefully a financial one, that will sort of get you back in the groove. And by that I mean there is the possibility you could get an offer to do something that you used to do. And no matter whether you like it or not, you should say yes because you need the money. And so that can get you going, and it can benefit your loved ones as well. Otherwise, I think somebody is going to be real hard-hitting with you about having to provide facts and figures, and if you can't do it, you might suffer the consequences. And there could be the possibility even of a dismissal if you can't come up with the right information. So I hope you're really good at that right now, Sagittarius. Good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is a time when I think that you greatly benefit from listening to someone's modest proposal. And that is because if you jump on board and you give approval, you too could make more money, Capricorn. And that is because the Sun, Moon, and Mercury in Virgo under Monday's new moon all trine your sun sign where you have Pluto. And together those four planets trine the sign of Taurus, which is a fixed financial sign, meaning there's a lot of energy now that can be expended in an economical way to make a lot of money. And I think you'd be interested in that, Capricorn. So I hope you change your mind about something, because somebody who maybe has already suggested a good idea that you didn't jump on before, now maybe it can be more appealing because you yourself have got to be more careful with the budget. You have to be a lot more careful with the way money is spent right now. Not only your own money, but any money for an employer that you work for. So budgets are tight, and so is credit. And that is why a modest proposal can be quite appealing to others right now. And to you too, I hope, Capricorn, because you could really profit from that. So I hope that you're listening to people who have good common sense ideas, not grandiose ones, just good common sense ones, because those are the ones that'll last. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, for you, I think that this is simply a time when, with the new moon 150 degrees away from your sun or in conjunct, when you may not have to give a careful accounting of something the way other people will, and maybe you don't have to be that cognizant of your health. Maybe you don't really have to improve your health that much, or maybe you're just happy with it the way it is. But what I think you should do is I think that you should really pay attention to how you're spending money, just as Libra has to, and I think Gemini does as well, because there aren't any planets in the air signs. And so you're not going to be able to come up with some new idea, or you're not going to be able to spin anything, Aquarius. You really have to pay attention to the fact that Mars and Saturn in Scorpio are exactly conjunct each other right now. They are deadly. If someone is going to start a war, it's going to be now. And for that reason, since it could impair the future of mankind, and that is because your sign, Aquarius, rules humanity. It rules the family of man. And so I think that this is a time when, if you care about that at all, you have got to probably try to embrace any kind of modest proposal that can help the world, not destroy the world. And also, in helping others, you may be able to help your own financial condition, which needs a little uplift right now as well, because bills or taxes or interest rates could be very high, and you've really got to solve that problem. I would sell an asset right now. The value of them are diminishing anyway, and so I'd sell it before the value gets lower, not higher. And that is because there aren't enough jobs around right now. There isn't really enough money, unless you print it, for people to make money. And that is why a modest proposal is going to go over pretty well, because you don't have to spend a lot of money to succeed at it. So I hope that you embrace change right now, and it's change for the betterment of everyone as well. That will bring out the best in you, Aquarius. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, this is simply a time when you can be beleaguered by that new moon in Virgo on Monday, because it's going to demand facts from you. It's also going to demand that you pay better attention to your health, Pisces. I mean, you got to improve something. And it's either an exercise program, or it's some sort of diet that you need to improve, or you maybe have to improve the way you manage your time. And that's because there's only 24 hours in a day. Nobody has a handle on time. You waste it, it's gone. You can't get it back. And so with the Sun, Moon, and Mercury in Virgo, all opposing your sun sign where you have Neptune, you got to wake up from the dream, Pisces, and really pay attention to the facts. But I think that they are accounting facts or health matters, which must be addressed by you now. And the reason why is something has to improve, and if you don't improve it, it's going to get real expensive, and it might prevent you from making a dream come true. And never in our lifetimes has Neptune been in Pisces. And since it is now at home in your own sun sign, you've got to get yourself in the best shape you can in order to be an angel of mercy to others, which is what your real role in life is, Pisces. That's what you're born for. All right, thanks so much. I hope that you realize you can see the show at any time on our website, starborninstitute.org, and you can subscribe there, and then I can send you the shows and you can watch them at your convenience. Bye.